get going. Gotta catch those runners taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Navigation trading on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream for Wednesday, June 3rd. We had a little bit of an employment report and sent the markets down a little bit. S&P futures currently down 16. NASDAQ is still green, up 40. Russell is down 21. And the Dow is down 264. Weakest is the Russell. Strongest is the NASDAQ. Gold's down 1%, silver's down almost 2%. Notes and bonds, a little bit red, 10-year yield up about 0.75%. Oil is up about 1.5%. Natural gas down 1/3. Soybeans, wheat, and corn all slightly green. Euro and the pound both up about 1/3. Bitcoin down 0.62, still under 67,000. VIX is up almost 3%, 16.23. And Mr. SPX looks like it's going to have an expected move range today of plus or minus about 27.5 points. During Power Hour, I did a neutral calendar, earnings calendar on PANW, Palo Alto Networks. Pushed up right after the announcement up to the upper expected move, then came back down, and now it's down 4%. So it should be still within the range to potentially book some profits here. Bitcoin on the move lower. I will trade a 1 DTE iron Condor at the open. And then I'm gonna watch price action for a little bit before I jump into a double calendar. Biggest individual stock movers. GME. GameStop on the rise. It's up 11%. GME had earnings yesterday after the bell. I need to add that one. It's tradable. Intel's up 7, AVGO up 3, AMD up 2, MU's up 1, SanDisk up 1. So some of the big chip names are green. Biggest red, OKLO. Crypto names are down. S&P, NASDAQ a little bounce, Russell a little dip. Man, the ratio just will not stop going up on these Friday, Monday combos. They've been a little tough to work with. And why did my 1DTE not fire? Should have. Oh, here it comes. Big bounce in S&P, NASDAQ bouncing through pre-market highs. All right, I'm going to give it a few minutes. I may do a 6-7. June 9-10. Apple on the move, Hondo. Here's your warning. Here's your notification. Apple's pushing above previous day high. So is Meta. Nvidia breaking below previous day low and pre-market low. Chips a little weak. MU made a quick push above pre-market highs and then giving it up. Same with AVGO, AMD, Snowflake, PLTR's weak, ARM, SMH coming down, NASDAQ little reversal. Meta's all fired up this morning. What's got Meta all fired up this morning? Big rejection in the NASDAQ, S&P coming down now. I'm going to load some QQQ puts here. Use this little pre-market low, which is yesterday's close level, potentially. Q0 DTEs. I'll look at the 742 puts. See if I can get an entry. It's moving. Chips are acting weak. Meta 0 DTE calls. I would look at the 615s. Came down a little retest off previous day high. Kind of bounced already. MSTR's pushing. Apple, a little pause and push. Yeah, no entry on Meta. It bounced a little too quick for me. Amazon going green. Tesla had a quick little flush, and now it's bouncing. S&P through pre-market lows. AVGO's red, MU's red, PLTR's down 4%. Q's trying to get back above that pre-market low. Russell still at lows. SMH starting to bounce. Some of the chips starting to bounce. AMD's staying strong. Nvidia is not. Meta is coming back down to retest previous day high. I do have some 615 calls loaded in Meta. Microsoft super weak. All right, I'm going to take Meta. Little late entry, but looks like it wants to move here. I got filled at 410. Try to take some off it. Pop through highs. I'll try to take some off at $5. Made a quick pop, and then it kind of is retracing now. I was trying to get in a little bit lower, like around right where it is right now, but it popped up real quick. See if it can stay strong here. Q's rejecting again. S&P moving lower. Tesla's holding strong. Apple's holding strong. Meta coming back down to previous day high here. I may add a few if we get a... I want to see some buyers step back in first, though. Tesla's bouncing. Tesla pushing through pre-market highs. Apple new highs. NASDAQ trying to hold green. IWM bouncing off previous day low. Tesla kind of rejecting that pre-market high now. Meta right here, previous day high. I'm going to add a few in Meta here. Filled at 249. Need Meta to hold
Order filled.
and bounce.
Order partially filled.
MSTR had a big bounce, still green, but coming back down. All the other cryptos are weak. S&P coming down. NASDAQ back down. Meta holding for now. Try to close my ad in Meta at 380. Actually, let's go 350. Qs through lows. S&P almost down to previous day low. Tesla popping back up above pre-market high.
Order partially
Nvidia
filled.
bleeding.
Order filled.
Microsoft bleeding. Chips coming down. MU staying red. AMD starting to reverse. Meta holding up well so far, but I'm not sure how much it can hold if this thing keeps dropping. Tesla's showing good strength. Tesla, Apple, and Meta. Google's just kind of sitting there as well, and Amazon. They're not going up or down. Tesla trying to go green. And indices coming down hard. Intel, big reversal. Tesla still pushing. S&P down 0.5%. NASDAQ almost there as well. IWM down 1.4. Meta needs to bounce here, otherwise I'm going to have to cut. I mean, it's still holding up relatively well. It's just kind of grinding lower where the S&P and NASDAQ are flushing. But it's back below that previous day high. Tesla made a quick push through previous day high. Now it's starting to come back down. All right, I'm going to cut Meta. I may re-enter if it starts to reclaim, but I went ahead and just cut for now. Well, it's starting to reclaim now. Watching Meta for a potential re-entry. S&P and the Qs and IWM all still falling. Meta kind of retesting that previous day high area. Tesla pulled back to that pre-market level again and is bouncing.
Order filled. Order partially filled.
Qs and S&P trying to bounce. I'm going to get into a 6-7 double counter. All right, just posted that 6-7. Decent bounce in the Qs, decent bounce in SPY. Little reclaim in meta. I'm gonna hold off for now. Netflix going through lows. Tesla held and bounced off pre-market high. Meta's still pushing. Meta's still creeping. That reclaim would be working. Nice push on Meta. Did not catch the nice reclaim. Tesla back in the green. Nvidia still near lows. All right, I'm going to get back in Meta here. Nice little pullback, then reaction. Let's see, filled at 295. See if we can get a little momentum through high of day. Tesla new highs. Apple pulled back to previous day high as well. Ooh, nice, Tony. I bet that's paying well. We do have news in 2 minutes. ISM Services PMI, which is classified as red folder. Try to take some Meta off at 390. I'll go 380. If it can give me another little push up. It's trying. Needs to try harder. Apple back to unchanged, going red. Google has not moved out of its 5-minute range. Either has Amazon. Meta trying to get back up to highs. I went a little bit smaller size on Meta on this second entry, so I'm gonna hold through ISM. If I had a full position, I'd probably scale out of a little bit. See if it's kind of dipping now. Hopefully we get a little push on this news. Oh, it's out. Getting a little bit of a dip. S&P and Q still bouncing. Tesla chopping around unchanged. Microsoft still going through lows. Nvidia a little bounce off the lows. Google starting to perk up. Apple falling. Nice little dip getting bought up in Meta. See if we can get some momentum through highs here. Looking for 380 on Meta. Trading at 365, 375, and 380 filled. Tesla trying to get back up to highs. Be back in 1 minute. Meta still pushing. Nice push in Meta. Unfortunately, I had bigger size on my first one, but getting some back. Try to take some more off at 510. Tesla new highs. Filled at 510. So we got S&P bouncing back up to previous day low here. Let's see if it can push through that. I'm going to load some SPY puts here just in case. SPY 0 DTE puts, I would trade the 755s. See what it does here at previous day low. Scale out of another Meta at 650. I've only got 2 left. Watching SPY here. Watching SPY puts. I'm going to take some SPY puts here. Filled at 103. Meta about to fill. Filled 650. Try to get out of my last one at $7. Wants to make one more tick up. Filled and out in Meta at $7. Nice.
Order filled. Order cancelled.
IWM now coming up to previous day low as well.
Order filled.
SPY, little reaction off of previous day low. NASDAQ dipping a little bit here. I'm going to put in an order on SPY at $1.25 to scale some out if we make a quick dip. Tesla's making new highs. NASDAQ kind of popped back up. IWM's pushing through previous day low. SPY is bouncing the least out of the three, so that's good. Netflix through lows. Nvidia through lows. Tezzy's getting frisky. Tezzy's getting a little frisky to the upside. Tony, you still in some 0 DTEs or are you out? Meta just kind of hanging out pretty close to where I closed. IWM still bouncing, NASDAQ still bouncing, S&P pushing back up to that previous day low. Need a rejection here. I'm going to add a few SPY puts here. Filled on those ones at 82. Now if we keep bouncing, I'll cut quickly. If we reject, I'll scale out of my ad here. Tesla now up 1.5% after starting down over 1%. SMH, big bounce back in the green. Some of the chips starting to bounce. I was banking on the chips staying a little weaker for my SPY position. Nvidia is, but some of these others are starting to bounce. All right, SPY. I've got my order ready to cut if it doesn't reject here. Apple, big bounce back up above previous day high. Meta starting to dip. Looks like I top ticked Meta. I got out of my last one at 7. Looks like it got up to 710. Big volume in Tesla too on this move. Few big bars. Tesla, a little bit of a dip off of 430. All right, SPY. Need a reject or you're done. AMD, big bounce. MU starting to bounce. Are you talking about Tesla, Watson? That would not when it's higher than the first. That would be more of a continuation. But for me, if I see a volume spike like that higher than the first after a huge run, I look at that as more potential exhaustion than anything. But I really liked going long Mighty 90s mostly anyway. I never really liked the going short when a stock had some upside momentum. S&P sitting here right on previous day low. Russell has climbed back up to that kind of that pre-market low area, which is also previous day close, or Qs, I mean. Try to close my ad and SPY at 102 if we can get a little bit of a dip here. Need a dip. Amazon back to lows. Google kind of rolling over. Netflix through lows. intraday ratio of that 6-7 that I entered starting to level off.
Order filled.
After having a little
Order
little bounce
partially
this morning.
filled.
Filled in SPY at 102. So I closed out that ad that I did right at, or I entered right at previous day low. Quick little dip. And then bouncing back up. NASDAQ didn't dip. Russell and the S&P did. Bitcoin coming down to lows. Next order in SPY is at $1. I'm gonna put it at $1.20. Tezzy still at highs. Nvidia going through lows. Snowflake is down 5.5%. SMH is pulling back. Tesla new highs. Meta looks like it's trying to get back up to highs. Tesla's up a full 2%. IWM back below previous day low. NASDAQ is kind of rejecting that pre-market level, which is yesterday's close as well. AVGO, decent bounce, it's back in the green. Need a nice little flush back down to lows a day out of SPY. That would do me good. AMD starting to dip. I think these chips are going to have to get weak for that to happen. Nvidia's still going through lows. Microsoft about to go through lows. Tesla is on a mission. Tezzy is doing its own thing today. Amazon going through lows. Apple back in the red. Yeah, Netflix has been getting beat down. Is that ever since they lost out on the deal to Paramount, basically? Or they shot up after that. That seemed to be a good thing for the stock, but then it rolled back over after their last earnings, it looks like. Yeah, it had that nice little pop for a few weeks after that deal fell through. But then the last earnings had a big gap down, and it's just been continuing lower. All-time high of 134, now at 82. S&P, no continuation on that little dip. Tony's getting scared. He had to cut his SPY puts. So now he can flush. I'm holding SPY. We're still rejecting that previous day low. I was going to consider adding back in again but we didn't quite get up there. MU going green. We're back to unchanged. Tesla's starting to pull back a little bit. Meta still kind of chopping under highs. Microsoft new lows. IWM is bouncing back up. All right, I'm going to wrap the stream. I'm going to just do a little bit of scalping, so I'm not going to post every fill in the trader chat, but as long as we stay under previous day low in SPY, I'll continue to stay in. try to lower my basis a little bit by scalping in and out a little bit if I have a chance. But I'll kind of keep you updated in the Trader Chat channel. Otherwise, one loser in Meta, one winner, and then we'll see what happens with SPY. All right, all have a good day. We'll see you in Power Hour. Cheers.